Hey everyone, SMRJ here. And yes, I'm sure you've heard, I definitely heard the news that SMG4 is ending. And yes, I did see the latest Watt fee and part of me thought like, oh no, this is going to be some sort of fake out, or he has other bad in-universe news. But no, and in hindsight, the writing was on the wall. You know, his views have been going down this past year, and his animation studio, which he co-founded with his brother Kevin Glitch, it's been blowing up. It's going mainstream, and it's definitely competing with other animated projects that come out of Hollywood. And of course, I don't. This goes without saying, but SMG4 fans are saddened, and even I'm sad. I'm treating this like it's a freaking, cancer announcement or something. But, it's just some YouTubers just ending his channel, but, you know, I guess it really hurts close to me, and it's, well, I, I made a fan animation channel with my self-insert instead of his, and don't worry, I'm not going to end. I still have scripts written. The show must go on. I will have to retcon a few things, but the show will go on. But yeah, this announcement just really hit hard because, and I'm especially sad for me because I have a confession to make. I'm a newbie when it comes to SMG4. I only subscribed to his channel like 2 years ago in 2023. Before that, I came across his shorts on TikTok, and yeah, but once I discovered his channel, I did as much catching up as I can. I watched all the arcs. I watched some of his zany pre-arcs stuff. Like the oh god, I'm gonna get demonetized. The retarded spaghetti factory and 100 Ways to Die, or stuff like that. And what I'm about to say next might be quote unquote controversial, and I know there's a huge divide in the fan base between the new and the old SMG4. Well, I like both. I prefer the more newer, story driven SMG4. Don't take what I have to say seriously, but I think it's better than the writing we've been seeing out of Hollywood movies lately. Well, for one thing, you know, Meggy, Psycho, and Tari, they're wonderful, strong female characters done right, and yet Hollywood keeps turning out the lame, same girl boss babe who's always stoic and swinging a sword. You got, and yet some shit poster from Australia is beating them at their own game. And I should also point out about my channel and why I wanted to start it. I really clicked with SMG4's and by extension Luke's style of humor, and it actually was an inspiration for me. And I should point out that this is not my first YouTube venture. I currently have a second channel. I'll link it in the description. It's a cooking channel it's a comedic cooking channel. Think Joshua Weissman, but actually funny. I'm pretty sure he's not subscribed to this channel. I'm not gonna offend him. I was really inspired. I mean, I always liked meme humor. I always was a fan of it. But his editing style, or I think James aka SMG3, put more of a unique spin on it, and I'm like, damn, because it really did help me see a new way of editing my videos, other than just explain, dumb joke, more explaining, sped up montage. I opened up my mind to ways I can create videos. And because of his videos, it got me inspired to do a higher quality boost in my production and without spending more, obviously. And that's when I realized, and once I did, I saw a gradual increase in not really views, but a slight increase in engagement. So it definitely helped. I'm definitely a right brain guy. I love to create. I love taking on new art forms and just sharing it with the world. And when I'm not doing my cooking show, I'm working on this channel. You might have noticed that you know it takes place at Peach's Castle and not the fairgrounds. Even though I launched this channel earlier this year, I've been grinding away at my videos for about since late 2023. I know that's a huge gap, but SMG4 has a team of people who helped him. Well, had a team of people who helped him. And I'm just one person. I do the voice acting and the script writing and all the editing myself. And I'm using a 2019 era laptop to run Gmod, and it works, but I don't know, probably not as fast as the super high powered gaming PCs that I assume Luke and his staff uses. And also there was that whole drama of someone who might or might not have been Nintendo copyright striking all Nintendo related content on Gmod. And had that not happened, I would have gotten my stuff out sooner. Like I said, I will have to retcon things, but the channel will still be going. I may upload slower or infrequently, but I'm currently working on an episode, and I don't know when I'll be done. I think I'm just barely grazing past the halfway part as far as filming. So stay tuned for that. And I'm not the only one. There's plenty of other SMG4 fan channels like No Null and I forgot. I can't think of their names off the top of my head. I'm just going off. This was like bullets points in my head, but they'll still be around. This channel will still be around, and Luke will still be around. Sure, not making SMG4 content. Glitch Productions has evolved into a busy behemoth. Well, by indie animation standards, that is. Having to both spend time at Glitch and the other half at SMG4, I can only imagine just how stressed it get. I know I'm a creator too. In fact, when I'm not working on my channel, I'm working on my other first cooking channel. Again, link in the description if you want to view it. But being a creator is hard because, especially if you're just starting out and have a small amount of subscribers, because you can't live comfortably off that amount. You have, this past year I had a very, very rocky year as far as holding down a job. And as of this video, I was able to secure a job, but it's not enough to pay the bills. And if you want to help out, you can do, definitely like my videos, become a subscriber. It helps, on either channel. There were times when I'm just frantically running and I'm just stretching myself thin to try to balance both my channel and my job. And the same goes for people who do YouTube as their full-time job. How many times have we seen just a bunch of videos talking about creator burnout or saying, I'm taking a break because I don't want to get burnt out, stuff like that. I don't know. I don't know what the future holds for Luke, but maybe he'll make a new show on Glitch. Time will tell. And I think I gotta wrap it up. Luke, Kevin, I don't know if you're watching this, but I highly doubt I'm just some small obscure fan channel, but if you are, thank you. Thank you for the memories, and you helped me. You helped us get through hard times, and your show just provided the much needed escapism that the current world just desperately needed. And as a fan channel, and to fan channels everywhere, it's an honor to continue your legacy in a unofficial format. Thank you for watching this. I just had to get this off my chest, and it felt really cathartic. That new video is coming soon, so stay tuned.